Well, I think the biggest benefit is it saves us money for our membership in that it's reduced our write-offs tremendously. Back in 2008 to 2010, the economic downturn, we were taking a huge losses and write-offs of just people leaving and not paying their utility bills. So we'd write it off, and it was very large amounts. So to try to stem the tide of the losses we were taking, our board of directors implemented a policy for a $400 across-the-board residential deposit. And that's a lot of money for somebody to come in I need to get the utilities turned on in this place I just moved into. It's a $400 deposit. So as an option to not force people to pay that much, we implemented the prepay, flex pay program, we call it, using Exceleron. And they can turn their lights on for $100. So it's a much better option. That's been one of the biggest benefits, I would say, that our members have and that we have as a utility. So it's saved us a lot of money in reduced write-offs. It's sped up our cash flow. We get our money faster. Obviously, people are paying before they use the service as opposed to 30 to 45 days after they use the service. So that's been a big advantage. Another big advantage that we've had that's helped us is giving us some flexibility when we have accounts that have been disconnected for non-payment. Normally when that happens, you've got past due bills and you're having to come up with a lot of money to get your lights turned back on. So the My Usage and the debt recovery, a lot of times we're converting people who've been on traditionally billed accounts to the My Usage FlexPay app, or rather FlexPay program, in that we can put a lot of the past due in debt recovery. We can apply their deposit, maybe have them pay $100, get them started with a pretty good credit balance and get their lights turned back on. And over time they can pay the debt recovery off. The lady recently that she had her lights turned off, and she had around, I want to say, $600 in past due bills. She had some return checks with us, so that just kind of added to it. So, and she came back finally and said, I need to get my lights back on. And it's like, well, you got to pay your past due balance, pay the returned items you've had, and so it's going to be, plus you got to pay a $400 deposit, and it was going to be around $1,200 to get her lights turned on. And so, and she's pretty much crying over the deal, and we feel bad that that's the case, but by the same token, she's really has gotten a lot of electricity that she hasn't paid for and given us return checks, which is not a good thing, obviously. So, and we're a cooperative and we're a nonprofit cooperative, so that cost gets spread to all of our members, and so it's not fair to those who do pay that she gets away without paying. So we just can't turn her lights on without her paying that. So what did happen is we ended up putting her on FlexPay. I think she paid us around $300 or $400. I don't remember the exact amount, but something to that to get it started. We gave her about a $100 credit. We applied the difference back to the bad debt that we had, and then we put the balance in debt recovery. So over time, she's been able to pay that off and keeping payments to keep her lights on. So it's been a good story. And I mean, that story's been repeated numerous times throughout the utility. I would say hundreds of times, because we now have 6,700 people plus on the FlexPay program currently, and we've had a lot of those members have just been converted from traditional bill accounts where they get behind, and we end up putting a past due balance in debt recovery. Well, experience, I would say, number one, we've had experience with Exceleron. We've been with you guys it's actually almost 7 years now. And you guys have a lot of experience in the prepay arena, so how things, how people interact with utilities. You understand that, you understand the utility business, you understand the prepay model, and you've helped us along the way. So I think there's a big level of trust there, obviously, and a lot of it goes back to your experience in the industry and then our experience with Exceleron. And we've really, in a lot of ways, have I think probably grown together and helped build this together as we went along. Y'all are just very responsive and willing to work with us, and it's hard to say there's one favorite, but I would say your responsiveness. If we need something, we give you guys a call. We call Mike, we call Karen, and y'all resolve any issues we have, which are not really many, but when we have things that we see that could maybe enhance the system, you guys make every effort to work towards that. Y'all have been very good partners, and we enjoy working with you.